Hello there! Welcome to ESL Garage, where we give you tools to fine-tune your American English skills. We often see final S at the end of plural nouns. For example, boxes, sisters, cats. Verbs in third person, misses, runs. And at the end of a possessive case, Teresa's, Dom's. However, the pronunciation of final S is one of the most confusing ending sounds for non-native speakers because it can be pronounced in three different ways, as is, s, or z. This causes problems for learners because the three ways of pronouncing depend on the last sound of the word. Before we learn the three ways to pronounce final S, we must first know what voiced and voiceless consonants are, as well as sibilant sounds. Voice sounds use the vocal cords and make vibrations and humming sounds in the throat when they are said. Put your hand on your throat and then pronounce the letter Z. Z, Z, Z. You will feel vibrations in the neck. That's because it's a voiced sound. Voiceless or unvoiced sounds have no vibrations in the throat, and the sounds come from the mouth area. Pronounce the letter S. You'll notice how it comes from the mouth near the lips at the front of the mouth. S doesn't come from the throat. Try this with the other letters and you'll feel the difference between a voiced and voiceless consonant. Another sound is the sibilant sound, which is made from the tip or blade of the tongue that is brought near the roof of the mouth, and air is pushed past the tongue. In American English, these sounds are Z, like the sound of a bee. Z, z, z. S, like the sound of a snake. SH, like the sound a teacher makes when they want you to be quiet. Shh, shh. ZH, like in the word pleasure. Zh, zh. CH, like in chair. Ch, 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 ch. J, like in joy. J, 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 j. Now we know the difference between voiced, voiceless, and sibilant sounds. We can look at the following rules for the correct pronunciation of final S at the end of English words. The pronunciation of the S at the end of words in English. Number 1, the is or uz sound, or extra syllable. If the last consonant sound of a word is a sibilant sound, final S is pronounced as is. This is sound is pronounced like an extra syllable. For example, the word kisses has 2 syllables because kiss ends with the sibilant S. Therefore, we add an extra is sound, an extra syllable, and it becomes kisses.
Stolen kisses, pretty lies. Stolen kisses, pretty lies. Stolen kisses, pretty lies. Stolen kisses, pretty lies.
Number 2, the S sound. If the last consonant of the word is voiceless, then final S is pronounced as S. Be careful not to create an extra syllable. The consonants C, S, SH, CH, and X are voiceless sounds, but They are sibilants, so remember to use rule number 1. Let's take stop as an example. The P in stop is voiceless, so we say stops with an S sound. Number 3, the Z sound. If the last letter of the words end in a voiced sound, then final S is pronounced like a Z without creating another syllable. For example, the letter D in end is voiced, so we say ends with a Z sound. To review, the pronunciation of the final S in plural words and verbs in the third person depend on the final consonant sound before that S. The ending is pronounced is or uz after a sibilant sound, S after a voiceless sound, Z after a voiced sound. Now, let's practice. I'll say a word in its original form, and then you repeat the word, but with the correct final S sound. Let's begin. Age, ages. Bag, bags. Belief, beliefs. Rub, rubs. Sandwich, sandwiches. Stop, stops. Student, students. Teach, teaches. Wear, wears. Write, writes. Boss, bosses. Boy, boys. Bus, buses. Call, calls. Dish, dishes. End, ends. Fan, fans. Fix, fixes. Freeze, freezes. Glove, gloves. Hat, hats. Hill, hills. King, kings. Laugh, laughs. Month, months. Card, cards. Change, changes. Cook, cooks. Cup, cups. Deal, deals. Nurse, nurses. Pass, passes. That's it for today. Hope this lesson was helpful. Have a great time studying, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Remember to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye!